Hello, dear. Welcome back to Timeless Wisdom. Have you noticed that as you age, people's behaviour towards you changes? Maybe old friends slowly drift away, family members show less patience, or strangers aren't as warm as they once were. It's disheartening and frustrating to feel sidelined, especially when you know you still have so much to contribute. But what if the problem is as much about your own actions as it is about others? Today, we'll delve into 6 subtle but significant ways that might cause others to start resenting you as you enter your 70s and beyond. These factors are not always immediately apparent and can stem from ingrained habits, attitudes, or behaviours that over time may weaken the bonds you have with key people in your life. The good news is that once you're aware of these patterns, you can change them. You have the power to strengthen your connections, earn continued respect and affection, and remain the wonderful influence you've always been. Stick with me to the end, as understanding these 6 aspects can profoundly impact how you're perceived, how people interact with you, and the warmth and respect you continue to enjoy as you age. This journey isn't about losing your essence. It's about letting your best qualities shine through every interaction. 1. Diving into negativity. A common trap that can alienate others, often unknowingly, is allowing negativity to dominate your conversations. Being in your 70s often means you face significant challenges, whether in your health, your finances, or your personal relationships. And maybe you're disappointed with how society has evolved. These feelings are completely valid. No one can deny the difficulties you've faced. However, if interactions with you turn into long lists of complaints, people may start avoiding you, finding these conversations emotionally exhausting. Remember, interactions that boost both your spirits and those of others help maintain and strengthen relationships. What can you do differently? Next time you find yourself starting off negatively, pause and reflect. Do you really want to set a negative tone for the entire conversation? Why not share something positive that happened in your day or express gratitude for a small good moment instead? Sharing a happy memory or an intriguing story can also greatly improve the atmosphere. Life is tough, but constant negativity can hide the positives and unnecessarily widen the emotional gap between you and others. By occasionally being a source of positivity, you can change the tone of interactions and make them more enjoyable for everyone. 2. Offering unwanted advice or criticism. Another common pitfall that can lead to resentment is giving unsolicited advice or critiques. As you grow older, you accumulate a lifetime of lessons, things you've learned from your own mistakes or observed in others. Naturally, you want to spare your loved ones from making the same missteps. Still, if your perspective isn't invited or requested, it may come across as criticism rather than caring guidance. This scenario arises frequently with younger family members. For instance, if you find yourself telling your adult children or grandchildren how they should manage their finances, raise their children, or conduct their daily lives, they might interpret your words as undermining their own competency or independence. A similar dynamic can unfold with friends. Insisting that someone should change their diet or alter their spending habits might be well-intended advice, but it can just as easily sound like you're dictating what they should do. What can you do instead? The best approach is to wait until someone genuinely asks for your point of view. By giving people space to make their own decisions, right or wrong, you're respecting their autonomy. This doesn't mean you're barred from ever sharing wisdom. It just means you should ask if they're open to hearing your advice. A gentle question such as, "I've learned a few things that might be helpful. Would you like me to share them?" goes a long way. If they say yes, proceed. If they say no, let it be. This small but crucial shift enables you to remain supportive and attentive without making others feel judged. 3. Resisting modern changes instead of embracing them. It's undeniable that the world is ever evolving. From technology to social norms, significant shifts happen every few years. You might find it increasingly challenging to keep up, especially when you feel nostalgic for the way things were back in the day. Yet, digging in your heels and refusing to adapt can unintentionally alienate you from younger generations, as well as your own peers who might have embraced more contemporary ways of living. Think of how technology has changed the way people communicate. Younger family members might prefer texting or video calling over landline phone calls. Friends might coordinate gatherings through social media instead of scheduling them over the phone. If you categorically dismiss these modern mediums and label them as pointless or cumbersome, you risk cutting yourself off from day-to-day updates, spontaneous conversations, and important invitations. Refusing to adapt manifests in many ways, not just technology. It might also be an unwavering conviction that popular music today is worthless, or that modern lifestyles are inherently flawed compared to decades ago. While you're entitled to your preferences, consistently condemning everything new can make others feel like you're not interested in what matters to them. What can you do instead? Cultivate curiosity. You don't have to like every new app or trend, but staying open-minded allows you to remain engaged and relevant in the lives of others. Instead of saying, "That's ridiculous, I hate it," say, "That's fascinating, can you show me how it works?" You'll discover that many people welcome the chance to teach you something new. This can become another way to bond and stay connected. It also signals that you're respectful of their world, even when it differs from your own memories and experiences. 4. Taking too much without giving in return. One of the most common grievances in any relationship, be it among friends, family members, or neighbours, is when someone is perceived as always taking but rarely offering help, support, or gratitude in return. This pattern may become more pronounced in one's later years, often because older adults might require more assistance. However, if you rely heavily on others while overlooking opportunities to reciprocate, people could eventually feel unappreciated or taken advantage of. It might be simple things, such as expecting your children or grandchildren to prioritize your schedule without acknowledging they have busy lives of their own. Or it could be emotional support, where you frequently voice your worries to a close friend, but rarely provide a listening ear for their concerns. While it's completely understandable that you might need more help with certain tasks as you age, the vital element is showing genuine appreciation and understanding that others also have needs and responsibilities. What can you do instead? Whenever people lend you a hand, make sure you express heartfelt thanks. Small gestures, like a thank you note, a phone call to say you appreciate them, or even an offer to do something thoughtful in return, go a long way toward maintaining goodwill. Recognize that reciprocity doesn't have to be physical. Maybe you can't mow someone's lawn in exchange for them driving you to appointments, but you can offer emotional warmth, companionship, or the wisdom of your experiences. What matters is that people feel seen, valued, and not merely used. Relationships thrive on balance, and even modest acts of giving back make others feel their efforts are appreciated. 5. Dwelling too heavily on the past. Memories are precious. They connect us to our loved ones and remind us of life's lessons and joys. However, continually focusing on the past, particularly if you talk about it at every opportunity, can create a barrier between you and those around you. Younger family members or newer friends may have trouble relating to decades-old anecdotes if that's all you share, and if long-time friends hear the same familiar stories again and again, your conversations may start to feel repetitive rather than engaging. There's nothing wrong with reminiscing. It's actually a wonderful way to pass down family history and bond over shared experiences. But if every topic of conversation leads you back to the same stories, people might feel that you're not fully present or interested in their current lives. They may also sense that you're closed off to creating new memories together because you're so anchored to the way things once were. What can you do instead? Aim for a blend of past, present, and future. Share a memory, but also ask your grandchildren or friends about what's happening in their lives now. Demonstrate that you're curious about the world as it stands today, not only the one you used to know. If you find yourself repeating a story, ask if the listener has heard it before. Sometimes they'll enjoy hearing it again. Other times they might be eager to talk about something new. Being aware of this balance will help you maintain conversations that feel mutually engaging, respectful, and fulfilling. 6. Overstepping boundaries and personal space. No matter our age, we all have lines we don't want others to cross, whether they're physical boundaries like personal space or privacy at home, or emotional boundaries, what topics we feel comfortable discussing. A mistake some older adults make is assuming that being older entitles them to violate or disregard these boundaries in others. This can spark significant conflict and resentment. Examples might include repeatedly calling or visiting without notice, then feeling slighted if family members or friends aren't immediately available, or perhaps you press loved ones for personal information they'd rather keep private, like the details of their finances or relationships, and express frustration when they hesitate to share. Emotional boundaries are also critical. If you constantly vent about your worries to the same person without offering them a chance to speak about what's going on in their own life, they might start to feel overwhelmed or burdened. When people sense that their boundaries aren't being respected, they usually withdraw. They may interact with you less often, avoid sharing personal updates, or not invite you to gatherings. Naturally, this can lead you to feel left out or abandoned, even though the core issue might be that they're protecting their own needs. What can you do instead? Pay attention to verbal and non-verbal cues. If someone sounds hesitant to continue a discussion, respect that pause. If they say they're busy, accept that it might not be the best time for a phone call or visit, and try again another day. If they set a clear boundary, like preferring text to phone calls, or requesting you wait to be invited before stopping by, choose to abide by it without resentment. Not taking it personally can be challenging, but it's a crucial step in maintaining healthy relationships. By showing that you care about people's comfort levels, you foster an environment where they, in turn, feel more comfortable reaching out to you. Getting older doesn't have to mean losing the people you love. Often, it's a matter of recognizing certain patterns of behavior that unintentionally push others away. The negative behaviors we've mentioned, focusing on what's wrong instead of what's right, offering unsolicited criticism, resisting changes in the world, expecting unlimited help from others without reciprocation, focusing too much on the past, and ignoring personal boundaries, can all lead to strained relationships. But as soon as you recognize that these habits may be creeping in, you can start to make adjustments. Here's the key. We all want to be around people who make us feel positive, valued, and understood, no matter what stage of life you're in. You have the potential to be that person. By monitoring your tendencies, practicing self-awareness, and showing empathy, you will maintain strong, meaningful relationships with others. Now think about your own experiences. Which of these 6 issues resonates most with you? Have you ever felt that someone in your life has become distant and you're just now understanding the reasons behind it? We'd love for you to share your experiences. Your insights could be exactly what someone else needs to hear to better navigate their own relationships. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Timeless Wisdom. We truly value your input, so please don't hesitate to leave a comment below about what you've learned and how you plan to apply these ideas in your daily life. Even a few thoughtful words can make a significant difference in your relationships. If this conversation was enlightening for you, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Your engagement and support fuel our commitment to produce content that not only informs, but also uplifts. We're excited to bring more insights to you soon. Remember, mindful and respectful relationships are achievable at any age, and they are essential for a fulfilling life. Thank you for watching. If you have any thoughts, questions, or personal stories related to today's topic, please share them in the comments. Your contributions can spark meaningful conversations and help others facing similar issues. By being open, accommodating, and respectful, you enhance your ability to build deeper connections with family, friends, and your community, regardless of your age. Join us again at Timeless Wisdom, where we explore how to maintain vibrant, healthy relationships throughout life.